In front of their old high school, these 4 college freshmen will never forget their 4th day of 9th grade. The High School for Leadership and Public Service at 90 Trinity Place sat directly in the shadows of the Twin Towers. And shortly before 9 o'clock in the morning on September 11th, 2001, class was interrupted.
The entire class, we all started smelling something that smelled like burnt rubber.
We saw papers flying in the air.
I smelled burnt, like papers and rubbers and stuff.
I sort of heard a boom.
Whether they heard it, saw it, or smelled it, Brittany, Natasha, Feng, and Anthony, who were 12 and 13 at the time, suddenly realized their school day had ended. Retracing their steps in July as they were ushered toward Battery Park, they'll always remember what they saw when they hit the streets.
As I was walking, I saw people crying. I'm like, why are they crying?
Once we got outside, I saw people across the street sort of looking up at the towers. I saw a few people, like through the smoke, like hanging out of the window, sort of like a waving thing.
There were thousands of children caught in the thick of the chaos on September 11th. As those crowds swelled on those narrow streets downtown, many children lost sight of their teachers. And when that first tower collapsed, many students realized they were not only on their own, they were running for their lives.
And I'm like, I want my mommy, and like you see people covered in dust, like it's like a tsunami of smoke coming towards you, which is the most surreal thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Anthony Molina ran through thick billowing smoke in sheer terror until he stumbled upon the Church of Our Lady of the Rosary. It was a sanctuary in more ways than one, packed with thousands of panicked people. The man who helped Anthony and many others that day is still there. Jerzy Podrazik is the parish manager.
The whole church was filled up by dust, so I gave sheets of paper towel to allow them to close their mouth and simply not inhale the dust.
Counseling was provided for these 4 students in the weeks and months after September 11th. For a while, Natasha had trouble sleeping at night, and sometimes she has flashbacks of being covered in ash and soot. She even holds on to the shirt that she wore on September 11th. Anthony still has his mask. Their school was heavily damaged on 9/11 and didn't reopen until the following year. Repairs were not fully complete until they graduated some 4 years later. And like most kids caught in the hell of that day, they may have been resilient, but they grudgingly admit that their lives were forever changed.
It's still weird, you know? Sometimes, like, I still look at it and I'm just like, where'd they go? Like, when are they coming back?
I mean, we're not in the tower or anything, but we were right there. We experienced everything. And it's part of our life, too.
In Lower Manhattan, Cheryl Wills, New York 1.